I'm 814 Projects, and this is concrete slab with rebated edge. I poured this monolithic concrete slab for an ABSCO brand shed. The model of my ABSCO brand shed is 3032GK, and ABSCO calls for a slab with a rebated edge that goes around the entire perimeter of the slab, and they call for a rebated edge that is 1 inch deep by 3 inches wide, and I'll show you guys a little bit more about that. As I said, this rebate goes around the entire edge of the concrete slab, and ABSCO claims that the frame of the shed sits on this rebate, and it will help divert water away from the floor of the shed and prevent rusting of the shed. So I just want to warn you guys, this was not a very easy pour for me. I'm not too experienced with concrete, and it required like at least 2 to 3 days of touch up for me to get this edge rebate correct. I got the rebate on the monolithic slab by putting up 2x4 forms, and I purchased 1x4s, and I ripped them down to 3 inches wide, and I set the 1x4 a quarter of an inch down on the 2x4 form, so it would be exactly 1 inch deep by 3 inches wide. And then I used number 9 3 1/8 inch GRK R4 screws to anchor this to the 2x4, and I went in about every foot I put a screw in, and it held pretty good. But the big mistake was not using 5/4 board and leaving this 1/4 inch gap at the top of the form, because when we were screeding it, a lot of aggregate got stuck across the top, and it made for a real hassle for the screeding process. And also, to do the edge, it was not easy because of that 1x3 sitting a quarter of an inch down. So just keep that in mind if you go to do this and you get an ABSCO shed and you need a 1 inch deep by 3 inch wide rebate. You can use a method like this. Just don't use a 1x4 ripped down to a 1x3. Use a 5/4 board or something that's a 1/4 inch thick that you can put on top, so that way the top of the rebate is exactly at the top of the 2x4 form. One last thing that I wanted to add was, I don't think that it's very common in the US for monolithic concrete slabs to have rebated edges like this. I saw that this shed was manufactured in Australia, and I had no idea how to go about pouring a monolithic concrete slab with a rebated edge until I checked YouTube, and I found one video where a gentleman with an Australian accent showed how he did it, and he showed that he added boards to the top of his forms, and he didn't try to put the rebated edge on with any type of trowel or edging tool. So just be aware that if you go to pour a slab like this, you're not going to find a whole bunch of information on it. And that's partly why I wanted to make this video, was to just try to help people along, because I knew that I had a heck of a time with it, and I figured if I can give a little insight, that might help a lot of people here. So please like my video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.